This is inner signal, a space for quiet clarity and grounded insight. There are periods in life when events do not arrange themselves into a story. Things happen, you respond, time moves, but meaning does not immediately attach. The mind wants to close the gap. It wants a narrative, a reason, a conclusion. When none arrives, tension builds. This tension is not weakness. It is the nervous system reacting to uncertainty. It's a natural biological response. You might feel a tightness in your chest, a knot in your stomach, or a constant hum of anxiety. This is your body asking, what's next? Are we safe? It's a primal question, wired into us for survival. But not all uncertainty is dangerous. Some uncertainty is instructive. It can be a teacher, if we allow it to be. You may be in a moment where you are functioning perfectly well on the outside. You're going to work, meeting deadlines, seeing friends, and handling your responsibilities. But internally, you're just waiting for clarity, waiting for direction, waiting for that elusive moment when something finally clicks and makes sense of it all. This waiting period can be incredibly uncomfortable. It feels like you're treading water, expending energy but not getting anywhere. You might feel a sense of impatience, even frustration, with yourself. Why can't I just figure this out? You might ask. This message is here to say, you do not need to force the click. There is a profound difference between understanding and overinterpreting. Overinterpretation is a defense mechanism. It's the mind's desperate attempt to feel safe by creating a story, any story, to fill the void of the unknown. It's like frantically drawing a map in the dark, based on guesses and fears rather than actual landmarks. Understanding, on the other hand, is not something you force. It's a natural outcome of presence. It arrives quietly when you stop struggling and simply allow yourself to be where you are. It asks the difference between forcing a flower to bloom and watching it unfold in its own time. When you rush to explain what is happening, you often miss what is actually happening. Think about it. When you're so focused on crafting a narrative, your attention is on your thoughts, your theories, your anxieties. You're living in a mental projection of reality, not reality itself. You miss the subtle cues from your environment, the quiet whispers of your intuition, the simple, tangible sensations of being alive in this moment. Life sometimes withholds meaning to keep perception clean. It's a protective mechanism. If interpretation arrives too early, it can lock you into a story that does not fit the full picture. It is like deciding on the title and plot of a book after reading only the first page. The system, your inner wisdom, pauses. Not to frustrate you, but to slow the signal. It's asking you to be patient, to gather more information, to let the scene fully develop before you try to write the script. In this space, this in-between space, your task is simple, but not easy. Your task is to stay connected to your body. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Notice the rhythm of your own breathing, the in and the out. Feel the sensation of the air on your skin. These physical anchors bring you back from the dizzying heights of mental chatter and into the solid ground of the present moment. Your task is to stay connected to your breath. It's the most consistent, reliable rhythm in your life. Following it is a form of meditation, a way to calm the nervous system and tell it, right here, right now, we are okay. Your task is to stay connected to your sense of honesty. Be honest with yourself about what you're feeling, without judgment. If you feel lost, admit it. If you feel scared, acknowledge it. This raw honesty is a powerful compass, and as you practice this connection, begin to notice. Notice where you are adding stories. Notice the moments when your mind jumps in with a, this means that, or this is happening because. Just observe these mental habits without getting entangled in them. Notice where you are pressuring yourself to figure it out. Feel that internal push, that sense of urgency. Recognize it for what it is, the mind's discomfort with the unknown. You don't have to obey its demand for an immediate answer. You are allowed to be in a chapter that does not yet have a title. You are allowed to exist in a state of becoming, without a definitive label. You are allowed to live without commentary for a while. Imagine walking through a beautiful forest without the need to name every tree, identify every birdsong, or analyze the geological formation of every rock. Imagine just walking and breathing and seeing. That is the invitation here. When you stop narrating your life, your inner signal becomes clearer. It's not because a flood of answers suddenly appears. It's because the noise reduces, the static of overthinking, worrying, and analyzing dies down. And in that newfound quiet, you can hear something deeper. A subtle sense of knowing, a feeling of rightness. Clarity often arrives not as information, but as readiness. A readiness to move, a readiness to choose, a readiness to finally understand, not because you forced it, but because you became receptive to it. Until then, your role is not interpretation. It is presence. Your job is not to be the frantic narrator, but the quiet, attentive observer. Your job is to simply be here, fully, with whatever is. This is Inner Signal, a reminder that life does not need to be constantly explained in order to be lived wisely. Thank you for listening.